Rhino Mira, he's here. Good to see you from the RSPCA, and along with Danny, who's a Doberman Rottweiler, isn't he?
Yes, he's a crossbreed.
Yeah,
yes.
Crossbreed. Now you can see the position the police are in. They've got to uphold the law. They've got to do the best for youngsters and families. And the law at the moment says that this is the way we tackle our concerns over certain breeds of dog. But you're saying that actually it's not necessarily the best way to keep our children safe.
No, it's a dreadful way. In fact, the statistics that the RSPCA released bear that out. And I do feel sorry for the police, because they are in the position where they are pointing at a dog and saying, that looks like a pit bull. Now, if Milo, that we just saw there, was a few inches taller, he could be being put to sleep. The way the law stands, it's irrelevant whether the dog's got a temperament problem or is dangerous. And I don't particularly think, as a society, we should go around judging on appearances to determine whether or not that dog is dangerous.
But what is the alternative? I mean, you're a dog expert, clearly. Danny, your beautiful dog is very well trained. But, you know, anybody with kids who goes to a park will have had an experience of an owner releasing what looks like quite a scary dog at the height of a 4-year-old. You know, it's the same height. And they are irresponsible owners, but you don't really know what to do, so you may call the police, but it's the dog that gets blamed in that situation. Yeah,
I mean, ultimately, the Dangerous Dogs Act is flawed and it needs to be repealed. The part of the Dangerous Dogs Act that said certain breeds are dangerous, we have to get rid of that.
Why is that, though? Because maybe it's because I'm very old, but I feel like I've been sitting on sofas like this for 20 years and talking to families who said it was a lovely dog, it was a brilliant pet, and one day it turned. And that moment of turning, if it's a dog the size of your beloved pet, that causes a lot of damage. If it's a Pomeranian, it causes less damage. Let's be honest.
Well,
so you can see why some dogs are going to, if they turn or if there's a moment where they're under stress, maybe not its fault, do more damage.
That's true, and the Dangerous Dogs Act doesn't cover that in terms of banning breeds, in that there are only 4 types of dogs that are banned on the Dangerous Dogs Act. In terms
so we need to ban more breeds?
No, not more breeds, because you'd have to essentially ban millions of dogs, and ultimately it's down to me. My dog is my responsibility.
But I can't control the way you look after your dog. I can't control that.
No, but the Dangerous Dogs Act is not doing it. I mean, because of the fact we're seeing more attacks.
The
alternative is, one, breeding of dogs is completely out of control in this country. I can breed a dog today, next week, the week after. We have to actually have some legislation on the breeding and supply of dogs. And 2, we have to move away from the idea that certain breeds are more dangerous than others. They're not. It's down to us as owners. And I think compulsory education is the way to go in terms of fixing some of the problems that are being apportioned to certain types of dogs, which we've had for 25 years. If that had worked, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. It's a bad law and it needs to be repealed.
Interesting.
It's a very well-behaved Danny, I have to say.
Beautiful, snuggly dog,
Look at that. You could not be scared of Danny if you tried.
No, but admittedly, some people see a big black and tan dog and they're scared. So, you know, but it just shows you should judge them for what they are, not what they look like.
All of a sudden, the door was open, and before I knew it, I was on the side of the road, bleeding a lot.
And Ben, you were on the coach, weren't you? Because you'd been on the same tour, and you were upstairs. What did you know about Seb and what had happened?
Well, I knew nothing. Well,